Hey yo guys, what is up? MTG back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the top 3 most interesting / fun commanders that you can play to have a good time. So, a disclaimer before we start this video, do not expect to play these decks or these commanders and expect to win. This is not competitive EDH, this is fun EDH. This isn't even EDH anymore, it's just fun EDH. So, however, some of the decks are actually pretty good, or these aren't full deck lists, these are just like the commanders and some of the stuff they work with, but some of these are actually pretty powerful and could win some games for you, actually quite a few games. So you definitely still have a decent chance at winning. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because almost 80% of you are not subscribed. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and help me grow as a YouTube channel and help support me. Thanks guys. Let's hop into this with the most fun commander that I have for us today. This is gonna be a part 1. If you guys want a part 2, hit the like button down below and let me know. This might seem like a minute like goal, but if we can hit 10 likes on this video, I will do a part 2 to this video and do 3 more interesting or fun commanders. Let's hop into this with the first one being a name I can't really pronounce correctly, but I'm going to try anyways. I think it's Feldegriff. I could be wrong. Feldegriff is 1, a white, a blue, and a green for a 4/4 summon legend, which means it's a legendary creature. For those people who do not know much about the older cards, that is a legendary creature of that time. This was printed in Alliances, and the card is... It makes me laugh every time. For white, it gains flying until end of turn, and target opponent gains 2 life. For blue, return it to its owner's hand, and target opponent may draw a card. And for green, trample gets trample until end of turn. Put a hippo token into play under an opponent's control. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature. So basically, with this commander, you get a really hilarious commander out of it, and you're actually helping people. Now, helping people might seem like the opposite thing of what you want to do, but basically you're manipulating them to think you're the good guy, and we'll get into that in a moment. That is the commander. Let's talk about some stuff here. So this commander already by itself is just hilarious. So like, how could you go wrong with it? It's a flying, trampling hippo, for God's sake. Like what? Who comes up with this stuff? But we need more than just a commander in a commander deck. So what else should we put in it and also still have fun? Here are some of the best ways to up this commander and make it powerful and fun at the same time. So this deck is just going to be pure fun. This one's not going to be too powerful, but the following 2 to this will be pretty powerful. This one goes for less synergy and more fun, like I said. So why not just make everyone like us by playing a ton of cards that allow everyone to draw cards? Not just us, but everyone gets to draw cards here. This is a friendly deck, okay? So let's put stuff like Rites of Flourishing or Dictate of Krufix onto the battlefield to allow us to draw cards and our opponents to draw cards throughout the game. So basically what we're doing is playing the kiss-up game, and we're going to basically hit them at the end of the game with a giant flying, trampling hippo. We're making progress by giving everyone cards. So by doing this, we can use Selvala Explorer Returned to let everyone draw more cards, and we're also allowing ourselves to gain mana along with life to play more cards and stay in the game longer, hopefully. Now, even though this is a creature, we're not going to want to attack with this. Now, that might seem confusing, but the goal of this deck is to be as nice as possible and trick your opponents into thinking you're never going to attack them. Now, try to attack as little as possible unless you're in a serious threat situation or you're teaming up with someone to take someone else out. You can attack someone under those situations, but I would not recommend attacking too often because you want people to think you're the nice guy, so they won't attack you until it's a one-on-one situation, and then you hit them in the face with a giant flying, trampling hippo. And I mean, why not have more flying, trampling hippo? So let's throw in questing Feldegriff some more flying, trampling hippos for the laughs, because why not? So get yourself even more flying stuff on the board and allow your opponents to gain stuff as well. You're allowing them to draw cards, get 1/1 creatures, also hippos, and, you know, maybe gain some life. So you just seem more like you're playing the Mr. Nice Guy game. You can make this hippo flying too for just the cheap cost of 1 blue. That was totally scripted. I tried, okay? I tried. Oh, you want more cards? How about Hallowing Mine too? For the cheap cost of only 2 colorless. I tried. You want even more cards? Okay, well, I can do that for you. How about prosperity? Give everyone else some more cards, too. You know, why not? And if anyone, tried to attack you, despite your overwhelming thoughtfulness, throw Baird, Steward of Argive, on the field to prevent them from wanting to attack you even more. This is making them have to pay to attack you, which is obviously an incentive not to want to attack you. Or an incentive not to attack you, rather. And now I guess we should kind of throw some good cards in here. So for removal, we can throw stuff like Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, Propaganda, Cyclonic Rift, Sphere of Safety, Wrath of God, and many other to help protect you and your board. Want to be Mr. Nice Guy while starting to build your board? Play Tempting Worm for 2 mana and get yourself a 5/5 worm. Pretty good deal, right? Well, you're also giving everyone the ability to play all of their cards on the board, basically, at once for free. Now, it might seem like, a bit of a trade, but we're playing Mr. Nice Guy route. Trust me, it'll work out. To top off this deck, throw other tutors and stuff in there and huge creatures and stuff of your style to make it seem like your type of game. Throw whatever you want. Tutors, giant creatures, and stuff of your own style to maybe pull off a win. This is certainly a fun commander to play, and I would highly, highly suggest it if you were looking for an hilarious time. It's going to be a great time, let's be honest. Flying, Trampling Hippos are always a great time. Our next commander is Sig River Cutthroat. This is a double blue or black hybrid, 1/3 Merfolk Rogue. At the end of your turn, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. Now, this might seem like, a actually decent commander. That's because it is, but we're making it fun. So, it is a fun commander. We're just going to make it extra fun. Using Bident of Thassa, which allows us to draw cards when hitting an opponent with damage, we can use things like Meringue River Prowler and Inkfathom Infiltrator, or other rogue unblockables, combined with Stink Drinker Bandit and Frog Tosser Banneret. We can use this to basically draw a bunch of cards and power them up and make them a sweet little army of unblockables to destroy your opponent. Or equip things like Mask of Riddles. This is also allowing us to draw more cards, which, this time, instead of flying Trampling Hippos, we are actually going to be, only us are going to be drawing the cards. So this one is a bit better if you're looking for, a good commander. So if you are a fan of drawing a bunch of cards, Sig is for you. Make sure to build this deck with lots of tribal rogue cards as well. The goal of this deck is to draw a bunch of cards and use the unblockables to destroy your opponent, while utilizing the cards your commander and Bident of Thassa, or other cards that are allowing you to draw cards, and use those cards to win the game. Now, to make sure you get Bident of Thassa, or something that is allowing you to draw a bunch of cards, use things like tutors. Demonic Tutors, Diabolic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Mystical Tutor, things like that. There are plenty of tutors in the blue and black colors. You can use them all to your advantage and try and get the cards you need to gain a ton of cards in your hand. You want to make sure you actually are keeping all these cards, because you're drawing a bunch of cards, but you only have a hand size of 7. Well, until now. To make sure you keep all these cards, you can use cards like Reliquary Tower, which is giving you a no maximum hand size, as well as Spellbook and Thought Vessel, and many other cards, including the Magic Mirror, to hang on to those cards and utilize them to your best ability and defeat your opponents. That was our second fun and interesting commander. Let's hop into the third and final one for today's episode, which is going to be Lord of Tressorhorn. Now, this one, my friend, is a fun one and can certainly be a very powerful one. Now, when I'm reading it here at first, it may seem terrible, but I promise you it's not with some of the cards that we're going to be using. Lord of Tressorhorn is 1 blue, black, and a red, 10/4 summon legend, which once again is a legendary creature. When Lord of Tressorhorn comes into play, pay 2 life and sacrifice 2 creatures, and target opponent draws 2 cards. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. And black to regenerate, so even better. All of those negatives might seem like it's a terrible commander, and why would you want to play this? And this is not fun or interesting. Actually, this is very interesting, and it's hilarious. And powerful. This is a 10/4 creature for simply 4 mana. And not only that, it can regenerate itself. However, obviously with some downsides. But wait, we can easily get rid of those. Are you ready for this? Use cards like Torpor Orb to eradicate these abilities. It makes it so that when Lord of Tressorhorn enters the battlefield, nothing happens, except for the fact that you have a beautiful 10/4 that can regenerate for 1 black for 4 mana on the battlefield. It's a great situation. That seems broken enough, right? Well, like I said, I mean, it is hard to make sure that you get one or a couple of cards that do the same thing in, Commander, because you can only have one copy of each card. So to do this, we are going to have multiple cards like that one to prevent ETB triggers. Another thing that we can do with this is use tutors, like in the last one: Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Mystical Tutor, and a bunch of others to make sure we get the cards we need to win the game. Even with all of these negatives, we can still win the game if we can't get rid of the negative effects. Watch this. If you use Temur Battle Rage, for simply the cost of 1 in a red, you can give it Double Strike and Trample. That's crazy. That's 20 damage with 1 swing. Keep in mind, commander damage will kill your opponent after they take 21 damage. That is insane. It's a no-brainer. You're going to want this card in the deck to allow you to hit your opponents for 20 damage in 1 swing. Of course, they might have blockers, but the trampling will inevitably kill them. And hey, I mean, let's say they have a 4/4 blocker just to kill your creature. How about you just regenerate it for 1 black instead? Another great way to win is utilizing Tainted Strike to give Lord of Tressorhorn +1/+0. That doesn't seem that good, does it? Well, what if I told you that utilizing Tainted Strike also gives it Infect? Now you have an Infect 10/4. This is an instant kill if you can make it through to your opponent. Is that good enough for you? No? You want more? Okay. Well, if we want to make sure all of this damage gets through, and with its full potential, we can use Rogue's Passage to make sure Tressorhorn is unblockable. Is that enough? No? Still no? Okay. Well, load your deck with a ton of zombies, and then use Rooftop Storm. Now you're able to cast a bunch of zombies for free. Wow. Boom! Like, this commander is actually pretty good. So, of course, all these cards that I'm listing that are giving these a ton of abilities, besides Rooftop Storm, there's not really another card like that, but the ones that are giving them Infect, Double Strike, there are a bunch of other cards that also do the same ability. So you can have like 5 cards or 10 cards in your deck that all just give one creature Infect and allow this guy to be a 10/4 Infector. It's amazing. You just got to find those cards. If you need help finding these cards, leave a comment down below and I can easily respond to you, helping you out, finding the cards you want to build your deck with. And you can also go to the Wizards Gatherer website and search in terms like target creature gains Infect, and it will give you a ton of cards that allow your creatures to gain Infect. It's a great situation. But let's carry on. Want to make sure you get what you need when you need it? Like I said, use a bunch of tutors. It's a simple situation. And tutors are always great. They can be expensive, but in terms of money, that is. You can use ones like Diabolic Tutor to make it a bit cheaper, but I do recommend using the expensive ones too. Maybe not Vampiric, because that's really expensive, but like some of the not so expensive ones. Does that make sense? There are so many ways to make this commander, and the rest of them a ton of fun. You just got to add your own style to it. What do you like doing? Add the cards you like into your deck to make them more fun. With Lord of Tressorhorn, sorry, your opponents might hate you by the end of the night. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to build with any of these commanders, leave a comment down below letting me know what are you going to build with and what one was your favorite of this top 3 list. Make sure you leave a like on the video so I can make a part 2 if you guys are interested, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. You can also check out Patreon. That is helping me keep making these videos for you guys. You can also check out merch if you're interested in getting something for yourself and also supporting the channel. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. See ya.